mic check 1 2. Yaki peke. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of them Candid conversations. It's been nice, it's been lovely. Hope you're in the same thingy, up spirits and all that. It's a special one, Black History Month, and we back at it again with this lady that we were talking to the other day, Lness, one of the top Mcees out of Nairobi, Kenya. Baz. Yeah, before we go any further, a big shout out to all our sponsors, our well wishes. A big shout out to Bush and Wine. A big shout out to Biani, Wasini Lookout. A big shout out to Mr. Jacob, what you're doing over there. A big shout out to OWF. Hold on a minute. Mboko, ambia Liro ya wate hadi nimalize kunini. I'm doing an interview right now. Sure. Yeah, this is really special. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of them Candid conversations. I hope you're in good shape. I hope you're in good spirit. Listen, Black History Month, this is really special. And we're back at it, the second part of the conversation we had with this lovely Mcee out of Nairobi, Kenya. Her name is Lness. Yeah. Really special. Yeah, before we go any further, a big shout out to all our sponsors and all our well wishes. A big shout out to OWF, Olympia Wafula Foundations, for all the good work you're putting out there. Yeah, a big shout out to Bush and Wine Adventures. It's opening up, get the bookings, get the thing. And if you want to travel around Kenya and East Africa, link up with Bush and Wine Adventures. A big shout out to Wasini Lookout in Diani, Mr. Jacob and the team. You're doing a good work over there. Nice place to take the family for all the marine adventures and all that. Yeah, really special indeed. Black History Month. Lastly, a big shout out to Trigger Accountants, the people who keep them lights on, you know, the money thing and all that. Okay? Yeah. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, for the second time, yeah, we welcome Lness. How are you doing, my sister? Are you okay?
Hey, I'm doing good, man.
Right. Talk to me. What's been going on? We left at now you've started your recording career and it's proceeding. So from there, how did we go?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who is tuned in. If you're just checking in, this is the Candid Convo yet to Grant TV with DJ Loco. Shout out to all our sponsors and everybody who is part of this. This is really big because we get to speak to the masses.
Thank you.
And well, Mali Tuliachia, we left at probably some charity work, probably more about my content, what I'm all about, you know, and we can just continue talking about that. And I'll also get to talk about some success stories on part of the community work that I do so that you can all get to understand from my context.
Before we go to that, can you just give us about this one here, Yakipeke Wambie? Really special. Tune. Talk to me about this one. I've listened to the lyrics. It's kind of like you're telling people how it used to be back in the start when you kulikuwaga mitaani that time, right?
Yeah, man, I'm talking about hip hop, and you know, many people don't know what used to happen back then. So it's kind of a summary of the generational exploration of hip hop. in Nairobi and, in East Africa, because it started way back. And there's so many people who can tell it from their point of view and from their history. But from my history, this is what I can say. And this is just a small bit of it. Somebody else from even before me can tell you about hip hop then, even somebody from way back can tell you about hip hop then. So me, I'm just picking it from where I found it up to where it's going, because we are continuing with it. Definitely. So these people who are saying that hip hop is dead, there's nothing like that. It's like it's an ongoing kind of thing, because it's a culture, and culture never dies. Culture just continues advancing and transforming. Yes, so I'm talking about 3D Crew. Many people don't know who 3D Crew are. 3D
Crew is the original name of Kalamashaka. I remember that.
Yes, that was the original name. It was because it was Johnny, Kama, and Roba, and there were three, and they were from Dandora. So it was
3D Crew.
the
I
three
remember
from
them days.
Dandora too.
Yeah, I remember them days when they came to F2 Jam Session 3D Crew. They had a rendition of the Lost Boys, Let's Cook Beamers in the Bells. But their one was Dandora, Uruma, na Uhuru. Yeah, that thing was I've never seen a club like, it used to rock like that. I don't know how they even record that. That was like, that was a change. That was a change. Anyway,
tumefika na sasa tunawika 3D Crew tunaleta na mataka,
Definitely,
So
yeah.
I was really small back then, there was like Gangsterholics, we had really nice groups back then, and they had really developed, and they were performing in star concerts, and they were performing in clubs, and, before they transformed. Yes.
Yeah, and that time, bars and talent was what was setting people apart, not your marketing strategy or who you know in the limelight. That's the difference, I think, the biggest difference, I think. Right. Let's move forward. So now, and even in that song, there's a place where you're saying when you're recording the video of Msanii Alikam, you were pregnant. You see what I'm saying? So how you borrow from your real life, I think that's a beautiful thing, how you borrow from your real life and then you still, make it manifest for everybody to experience it. That's a beautiful thing, I believe, which most real artists do. So moving forward.
You see, the thing is, our content, the way we wrap it, yes, we talk about real life issues, but at the same time, we want, at the end of the day, in the final analysis, we want to give hope. The purpose is to give hope, because one of our roles as artists is to give hope to people who are maybe feeling hopeless. And I wanted to give hope, especially to the women, that whatever is happening in your life, you can still do it no matter what, Some things which might seem as barriers shouldn't be barriers. You just need to keep pushing, and you need to keep going on doing your thing. Because I also saw that from the ladies who were way before me. I saw that there were strong women, and no matter what was going on in their lives, they still got to pursue their passion, and pursue whatever it is that they really felt strongly about. And if it's about speaking to the masses, then you do that. If it's about whatever work you're involved in, you do that, no matter what situation you're going through. Yes, so it was about giving hope.
Okay. Right. So, and then
going on.
Yeah, keep going on. So you like your recording career is going on. Now talk to us more about okay, Baba, you can do that. Talk to us more about now you are being a community worker, like the kind of work you have been doing and you're still doing in the community, please.
All right. Well, first off, even when we talk about that song, Keep Going On, I have also, that song, I wrote it while I was working in a refugee camp, a Dab refugee camp. And that's where I learned some little bit of Somali, Wakujahala, Wakuna Haban. But it's also about still giving hope to the whole place, because I was working with refugees and they are people who are in a crisis situation.
Okay.
But more about community work. I work with the girls, with girl child empowerment, but I am also more about gender balance. So that must also be understood, because society cannot exist in limbo. You will never have a society where you only have women. You will never have a society where you only have men. Even if the child going through issues and all these challenges, that is in the woman's context. If you look at the child's context, they are also going through their issue. Such that if we're talking about teenage pregnancies for the girls, then when we look at the young boys and the young men, they also have crime. They're also going through police brutality and issues to do with unemployment. So when we look at gender balance and we want to look at their challenges, the same way that a girl would probably get pregnant, and then if she chooses to take care of the pregnancy, then her childhood is stolen from her life. If she chooses to go for abortion, then yes, so when we look at issues to do with gender-based and gender balance, you find that females, girls get more empowered than the boys. And both gender needs to understand why, although both need to be empowered in their context, because girls have challenges in their context and boys have challenges in their context. In such that when a girl gets, let's say, when we talk about teenage pregnancies, and a girl gets pregnant and she opts to keep the pregnancy, then her youth and her girlness is snatched away from her. Okay? And if she opts to go for things like abortions, then she could lose her life. You see, many lives have been lost through that. Okay? Now, when you look at the context of boys, when they go into crime and they get arrested, then you see, and they go to jail, their boyness, their youth is snatched from them. If they are gunned down by the police, then their life is snatched from them. So you find that girls have got their own issues, but in the context of boys, we have crime and police brutality. All right? Now, why girls get more empowered is because physiologically life demands more from the female gender. You see, socially, life demands more. It's like it's harsher on the girls than on the boys. Research has shown that 98% of the cases of gender-based violence, 98% of them, the victims, are women. You see, and 98% of the perpetrators are the males. Okay, that's why women get empowered more. All right, men do get empowered. Yes, men must get empowered, yet women get more empowered. Economically, there's also a lag in terms of having more men.
Okay, and then number two, what are some of the challenges that you're meeting in your community work? What are some of the challenges that you think that you and a couple of people on your tier or in your level, like how you navigate those challenges? What are some of the challenges that you think, like upper highs or people in heights who are maybe from the ministry or from the government side or from the parastatal side, what is it they're not doing, or what is it they're not understanding in this plight agenda in regards to what you experienced?
The tracings that we do them on foot, wherever we need to go, or sometimes we take public transport. And that is going to be a challenge if we are to be able to do the creative writing workshops, because we are going to be needing transportation, because we can no longer do it on foot if we want to increase our coverage. And so our hugest challenge then would be our budgetary resources. because we do this out of our own volition. We do this as volunteers, you know. But then it's getting to a point where, realistically speaking, we're going to need budgetary resources, and we have created our own budget in terms of what we need in order to be able to not only do the donations, but also be able to carry out the creative writing workshops in all the rescue centers that we have traced. And because there are many and the number is increasing, then our burden is, you see, these rescue centers and children's homes and orphanages, most of them, they don't have the public education system. Most of them don't have any education system at all. And they rely on whatever little activities they can do. And so we are feeling our burden is, if we can teach them something, if we can go there and facilitate some creative writing workshops, then we will be helping the girls and the boys. Because when people were told to stay at home, these people didn't have a home to go to. When people were told, when children are told that they shouldn't go to school, these people were not in school in the first place. All right? And now when people resumed normal schooling, when children resumed normal schooling, these children in rescue centers and these children in orphanages and children's homes, their status remained poor. And that's our burden. What more can we do with our talents? What more can we do? Because we cannot just offer. Another challenge that we have documented is the different age groups of the children in these centers. Most of them tell us that they do receive babies who are under 6 months of age. And you know, now their diet is different from the rest of the children. These are babies who need formula milk, which is really expensive, and the centers cannot sustain that kind of thing. And so they really need people to come in so that they can support these children in their different age groups, because the teenagers have different needs, the early adolescents have different needs, then we have the babies who cannot be on the normal diet. And this is a huge challenge for many of these centers, because they receive a lot of babies who've been abandoned, and they are babies who are under 6 months. Some will tell you they receive 3-day-old babies. What do they give them? Milk is expensive. Most of these things go back to a budgetary resource, because tangible products can only go so far. But sometimes it gets to a point where they also need budgetary support, so that they can be able to access formula milk, so that they can be able to access even diapers for the babies. Talking of things like diapers, not only for the babies, we have elderlies who also use diapers. Elderlies who are sick and they use diapers. So sometimes we find that tangible products need to be given, yes, but then some budgetary resource also needs to be included so that they can cater to some of their needs. Some of them need to go to hospital. You see, they have no way of getting to hospital, because you find that in the community maybe the ambulance is for only maternity. So the ambulance's emergency is for a mother who is about to give birth. So what about an elderly who needs? What I can say is, as artists, our role is just not only to entertain, but to edutain. And we have to get to a level where everybody gets to get some hope from our content. People who are going through stuff need to listen to us and feel encouraged and inspired. We are not out to get people to be like us, no. Let them learn from us, and then they can mold who they want to be and mold the kind of direction they want their lives to take, because each and every one of us is important. Each and every one of us is king, each and every one of us is queen, okay? And so when we have that royalty mentality, then we are going to come up with royalty content, so that when our sons listen to our content, they feel like kings. When our daughters listen to our content, they feel like queens, okay? Wow. There's no one who is above the other. We are all very important, okay? So we should all walk like that. Walk like a king, walk like a queen, rap like a king, rap like a queen. Yeah.
Thank you kindly, Miss Lness, Lydia Akwabi. It's been nice. It's been lovely. Go check out her works. They're all over the Boom Play. They're all over YouTube. The links are down there. You can click the links and see what she's up to. And yeah, we love you and we are here. Bless.